Hey, what's going on, Peter? It's been a while.
Little hockey tonight. Little hockey, little fight. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we're watching the Rangers and Capitals tonight together, and then we'll probably switch over and watch a little Minnesota Wild. But we've had a little vacation for a while. It's been how long? We had Charlie McAvoy was our last podcast. That was
5, 6, 7 weeks ago, maybe. We were all on vacation for a little bit.
permanent
Vacation.
Pierre McGuire didn't like the statements that the Rangers put out.
No, I mean, it sounded like a little bitch, right? I understand that there are. I understand it pulled emotions out, right? But I don't think that was the right response. I think you quietly pull up all your big boys out of the minor leagues, load your team with your fighters, and you let the next time you're on the ice together, you let that speak instead of putting some bullshit out in the press. But I mean, obviously they had a reason for it. Tom Wilson dummied two of their players. That can't stand in not today's game. It would not have stood in, the games of the past, right? So someone's going to ring the bell tonight. I'm hoping for the first period we see nothing but fights.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see one person after another line up to stand up for their teammates, and I want to see somebody, go at it. And then for the second and third period, I want to see some hard hockey. But the first period should be, about retribution.
Yeah, Tom Wilson's been known for this. I mean, it's all over the player safety administration. I mean, George Parros, the Rangers and a bunch of people are saying he should get fired. I'm old school hockey. You're old school hockey, Rob. Tom Wilson needs his ass kicked. I mean, a good ass pounding. I think George The Rock came out on Twitter saying, Rangers signed me for a 1-year contract, and I'll go kick the shit out of them. But, the NHL kind of was getting away from that, right? They kind of, I would say the last 3 to 5 years have been, that guy on the end of the bench that doesn't really play, he's there to fight, has kind of gone away. 4 solid lines, 4 lines that can play. And, to be honest, it's almost a wake-up call. Here you go. Now, Can you do what the Rangers do and pull the guy up from the AHL if you're going to play that team again? Sure. Will we see this a lot more? Maybe. But to me, I'm old school. I have the guy on the end of the bench because when it happens, I don't care if he jumps the boards and there's 6 players on the ice. That guy gets in trouble. That guy has to get pounded.
Yeah, I don't. So I'm not coming at Tom Wilson from, it's bullshit. You were a bully. You did this. No, it's just a fact of the matter. You chose to. He chose to.
Day in and day out, he chooses.
Well, and again, if there were enforcers there, he wouldn't have made that decision as lightly as he did. Right? Yeah. He would have had to respect the fact that someone was coming directly at him versus, you see the picture of him in the penalty box like I'm the king of the fucking world. Well, that's not true. I mean, pay me. I'll come eat your fucking lunch for you.
Rob,
700 league minimum.
Set that up. We could probably
I'd take league minimum to go eat his lunch. I would. So it just depends on who's hungry. Somebody's hungry is going to come eat that. Sorry.
What do you think? What's everyone think watching? Do you think is it going to be 5 minutes in? Over under 5 minutes.
When's the first fight? Right off the bat? Did the puck even get dropped before they go, or what?
Get it over with.
Get in the comments. Tell us what you think. What's going on tonight? Is Tom Wilson the best, quote unquote enforcer left in the game? Or do you guys think somebody ought to kick his ass? I'd love to hear it. Pat and I, I'm not coming from the standpoint that, Tom Wilson is some sort of bad person. It's part of his game. He plays rough. That's the way he rolls. But when you roll like that, someone's going to answer the bell, right? And so someone's going to come ring the bell. He's going to have to answer. Tom Wilson will have to answer. It won't be Zdeno Chara. It won't be Backstrom. It won't be somebody else. It's going to be Tom Wilson. He's got to answer for his own actions, and that's the way hockey should be.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if the Rangers can't figure that, I'm not even saying you have to bring out a bigger bully, right? I am saying somebody has to sack up, though, and they're going to have to go and represent the Rangers and let everybody know that it's just unacceptable. That's it. That's it. And, again, I'll let everybody else paint Tom Wilson as a good guy or a bad guy. I don't give a fuck. It happened. And there will be a response, and I'm here for the response. There should be a response, and I want to watch it. I want to see it. This is hockey. This is hockey.
Out of,
you don't get a free pass on the ice. There's Timmy Olmstead. Talk about the Habs.
We came out of a 6-week vacation for this game tonight. That would be a good one to open back up, get back into podcasting. We're hoping to get Greg Carville on, UMass Lowell Division I head coach, just won the national championship. So we had him on before. We're hoping to get him on, but we're back at action at the Blue Line Hockey Club podcast, and definitely thought this would be a bang to come out and watch this. But what you said, Rob, about you're not painting, Tom Wilson as a bad guy. I didn't think so the last year or two, but this year he's really gotten under my skin. Like it's, shortened season. Maybe that has something to do with it, but I don't know. Like the last hit he had on the Bruins player up high when he came up with his elbows, I didn't think it was that bad. It was bad, but once you commit, you commit. But now it's like, man, this guy is a piece of shit. Like, who does that? I used to be rough around the crease and in the corners, but when a guy's down with his hands pinned, I'm not going to friggin' slam.
I didn't say I didn't have an opinion. That's not what I said. I have an opinion.
He needs to be out of the league, I think. Personally,
if it was me on that bench, I'd have jumped over immediately and had some fucking – we'd have gone. Like I said, this is hockey. I'm a spectator at this point. I want to see who answers the bell and who's going to step up and defend Artemi Panarin, one of the, if not the best player on the Rangers.
Oh, for sure.
Who is it? Who is it? And again, it doesn't have to be a big guy. I don't even care if they win the fight. But someone needs to step up and tell him that it's unacceptable and fucking, try and kick his ass. That's it.
So I just got back. I just got home from work, went to the gym. I still got sweat under my pits. Did the Rangers pull that dude up from the AHL? Is he going to fight?
I never saw – that would have been all over the Twitterverse. And I never saw the letter that he got pulled up. Never saw it. So they're fighting already. They're going. Good. This is what I'm talking about. This is hockey right here. There's no free passes. You don't get a free pass at anybody. If this doesn't go on for the full first period, I'm going to be ashamed at the game of hockey.
You're ahead of me, boss, man.
Sorry. I'm running live. I'm on NBC Sports.
Love it.
Right off the puck. Yeah, right off the puck drop. The whole first line.
This is what we came back for. This is awesome.
That's right. The whole first line. This is what I'm talking about. This is hockey. You don't get a free pass at nothing.
This is going to set the tone right here, boys.
Yep. And I want to see the next two lines do exactly the same thing.
Who went on it there first? Guy in the centerman for
the whole first line went. They all grabbed each other and started going. I'm telling you, this puck drop, it better be the same thing. If that puck drops and they play hockey, I'm going to be pissed.
There's no messing around. Let's go.
I think everyone else got the message pretty early. Love it. I've actually been waiting for this all day at work today. They're actually talking it up.
Absolutely. There's a lot of hype, but I don't think that did it. I want to see Tom Wilson.
Oh, this isn't the end of it for sure. We're just getting started.
No, Tom Wilson's going to have to ring the bell himself.
All 6 players sent to the penalty box.
They're not going to fight here. Zibanejad won't drop him. Maybe. I doubt it.
Here we go again, boys. Here we go. There's 2 fights already. That's what I'm talking about. This is it. And that's Wilson. Dude, start punching, kid. Start punching.
Earlier this week, this is Oshie with the puck. Moves it into the right of Alexander Georgiev.
There you go. Refs, get out of there. Oh, that makes me so mad when the refs get in there.
Capitals move it back into the Ranger zone. John Carlson on the drive. Now Wilson on the ice for the first time. He has the puck, and here's the blues from the crowd. Now Smith goes right after Wilson.
Wrap my stick around his neck. Yep, good. It goes right to him. Did you see that?
Love it. Love it.
That's what I'm talking about. Take your lumps. If you don't like it, get the fuck off the ice.
Oh, there you go. Gets an uppercut in him. Tom got that one, though.
But that's fine. Like I said,
he's got a few more to go.
You have to win. You just have to give him some lumps. He's going to have to answer the rest of this game.
He's got a few more bells to get wrong.
Yep. Good luck with it.
I hope everyone's watching this game. Capitals and.
I mean, that's cheap, man. I would have come off the bench for that. That's cheap. The guy is on the ice with his face down, and he's punching him in the back of the head. Yeah, there's no question I'd have come off. Wrap my stick around his neck. They'd call the police on me, that's for sure. I'm like dripping, sweating right now. I want to punch him in the face so bad.
So did you hear Pierre McGuire? He's just saying if Tom Wilson wasn't suspended, would we have this kind of game? I mean, I think that's just ridiculous. It's going to happen no matter what. What's the suspension have to do with it, Pierre?
The suspension or not, the rest of the team would have fought around Tom Wilson. Now he's on the ice. He's going to get it every time he's on the ice. And he should.
Wow, look at Wilson.
He should.
This is what we've been. Panarin's out, too.
He's out for the season.
You think he'll get any hockey playing here for a little while?
I mean, they're trying to play a game.
You think the refs will just get rid of Tom Wilson? It keeps going. They'll just kick him off the ice.
They shouldn't.
Why is Pierre McGuire thinking this is awful?
I'm not a fan of Pierre. I'm just going to keep my mouth closed.
Timmy says I'm looking small. Must be I'm skinny.
Swole.
Small, I think he said. Skinny. He always thinks I'm skinny.
Anthony Math is an important part of the Washington Capitals coming over from the Detroit Red Wings. In his first 4 games with the Capitals, he had 4
My TV too loud, Rob?
0 goals in his last 6. He puts that on goal.
You hear it?
Can you hear mine or no?
Get in there and grind a lot more, Kenny. That's what they're expecting on the Washington side of things.
How much time you got, Rob?
17:36.
I'm 18:20.
What are you watching on?
I'm a slinger. Me and my wife both slingers. Yeah. Timmy likes the Habs. Tim Olmstead likes the Habs.
I didn't realize he was a Les Habitants fan.
Most people are up where we're from, Ottawa or Montreal. A few Rangers. Usually the gay ones go to the Habs.
Marley.
Hey,
Doctor, what's up, guy?
Doctor's there.
yes, sir. Fucking.
Get to see puck drop or
TV's
no,
changing.
Mark?
I'm just logging into it now. The game. How far are we into it?
Not far. The first
During
two shifts were
in the opening period,
fights.
4 fights, yes, count 'em.
I'm gonna turn my volume down here.
Already, including 9 right off the opening draw.
4 fights already, Mark.
right after
Two?
that, Mark. Right off the puck drop, the first line fought each other.
Really? And was it any tough guys out there or no?
No, not on the face. Not on the start.
We're just getting started.
Wilson's
That's it.
already gone at it. He'll go again after he gets out of the box. Somebody ought to keep him busy all
He took
day.
maybe 2 strides. It might have been a stride and a half, and then
And someone jumped him, yeah.
I saw that George LaRock thing. That was pretty funny.
Yeah. He said, New York Rangers signed me for a day. I'll go fight Tom Wilson.
Yeah. So they need to do that shit, though, you know, like, unfortunately.
That's what Rob and I were saying, the NHL's kind of been getting this way, right, Mark? I mean, slowly last 3 years, 4 years, and now, they're kind of doing away with the enforcer on the team. They want four lines, skilled players. I mean, there's still some fighters in there, don't get me wrong, but not like the old days where the dude just sat on the corner chewing, skull or
Right. The Riley Cotes that they're not getting in the game until there's a fight.
some of those guys could only go north-south. They couldn't friggin' stop.
Right.
And,
Stick, what's that?
this is a prime example of why you still need that guy on the bench. Yeah, they're going to bring a guy up from the AHL and sign George LaRock. They weren't going to, but you know I'm getting to. But if you had the guy on
Go
the
again, boys. Sorry. Hold up.
if you had that guy on the bench when it happened the other night and
Get up.
kicked some ass,
There you
different.
go. Go, baby, go.
Rob's like 2 minutes ahead of me, so
I love it. I love it. That's what I'm talking about.
don't tell us who fought, Rob, because I'm like, wait until I see it, and then we'll bring it up. Oh, there's suspension history for Tom Wilson. 2017 twice in 2018. March 2021 boarding. That was at Boston. Oh, here we go.
The bench is 6 guys in the penalty box right now.
I mean, the game means absolutely nothing to the Rangers, right? So they can just go out and be dicks and not care what the
One
score
guy
is.
after another, just keep rolling.
Oh, you
Here we
got
go again, baby. Here we go again.
you got popped in the face.
Go, boys. Yeah.
Oh, they went right after each other.
Pierre, shut your mouth. What a baby.
I used it on my
Players
computer.
play hockey, he says.
He's really pissing me off tonight. He's like crying that there's fighting in hockey. Like,
Right. Nice job, fellas. Nice job. They just dropped him right off the puck drop.
Mom! Give me another beer.
Bring me the meatloaf.
Ryan Strome's fighting.
Yeah, he's part of it the last game.
You guys both watching on are you guys watching on
Slingers.
Slingers?
Yeah, I'm a slinger.
I'm on Spectrum. I'm way ahead of everybody. They've got 6 guys in the penalty box right now, literally.
With the refs are like, what the fuck are we gonna do here? Don't they take their helmets off anymore? Got that face shield. Take your fucking helmet off.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to smack nobody in the helmet. Take it off.
There goes Pierre again. If Tom Wilson was even suspended, what do you think we would even have this?
Yes, I do
What are
think we
you
would.
talking about?
It just wouldn't be Tom Wilson in the middle.
I mean, come on now. The guy, the big fucking deal. So he beat up on the star player. Big fucking deal.
I don't say this to, put down the girls, but Pierre, if you don't like it, you can go commentate the girls' game. You're welcome to it.
Yeah. The girls don't even talk like he talks it.
Right.
Do this shit now.
Even,
But the thing is, he punched the guy, his head was on the ice, whatever. That's probably not cool, but it doesn't matter who you fight, just because it was Panarin, big fucking deal. So if you're talking about it's a fourth liner, then it doesn't matter, no suspension. That's basically what they're saying.
Right. It was I think it was suspension worthy either way. It was dangerous.
Oh.
I mean, for old school hockey players like us that respect the fights of the game, when you see respectable fighters, they don't fight, they don't throw punches when somebody's in a vulnerable position.
Yeah.
Right? They're not there to injure somebody. They're just there to make sure you understand the words coming out of my mouth, right? Try that shit again, and I'm going to be back, and I'm going to next time maybe I won't not punch you when you're in a vulnerable position, but it's about the respect part of that. Hi, Gregoire Thibault.
Yeah. There you go. What are you watching on, Marley?
Fucking YouTube TV. YouTube TV.
Would you just get home from lax practice?
Yes, sir. Still pretty light and hot out. Probably almost 90 fucking degrees out there.
Yeah, I just walked through the door from the gym and didn't even shower. I couldn't miss this game though. I was excited for. I knew the puck. I had to make it for the puck drop because I knew at the puck drop there was going to be a fight.
Yeah, it's the first period is going to be the best period.
Gregoire, are you for the Washington Capitals? Are you for Tom Wilson in this, or are you for the Rangers and you think Tom Wilson is cheap? Which side do you fall on this?
Who are you talking to?
The chat. The guys in the chat. Gregoire Thibault.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
I mean, the moment Tom Wilson gets back on that ice, I want to see somebody jump him again. I'm serious. He ought to know it's unacceptable.
For sure.
Somebody ought to let him know it's unacceptable. He ought to be fighting his way through the game the whole 60 minutes tonight.
He should be. Tonight's show is brought to you by Land Shark, Jimmy Buffett.
Want to touch the high knees. So good. We got no goals in this game, but there was 62 fights, 182 penalty minutes.
Charlestown Chiefs versus the friggin' Syracuse.
That's right. Is that Oglethorpe?
Nah, he's still on parole. He's still locked up. Think Chara's going to ring the bell tonight? And no one's dumb enough to fight in?
I don't know. I don't think Chara's going out of his way to fight. Like I said, this isn't Chara's fight. This is Tom Wilson. It's going to answer.
I think Chara knows that too. Chara's probably. I mean, obviously he'll stick up for his teammates. He always do.
Right. And so would we.
This Tom's fight.
But that's right. This is Tom's battle tonight. Somebody ought to be picking on him, pulling his jersey, ripping his helmet off all night long.
Well, I mean, this is a statement. I mean, this is because of what Tom Wilson did. The NHL has got to do something about guys like this. You know, Mark was saying earlier, so what? He did it to Panarin. If he did it to a fourth liner, would it be the same thing? Yeah, man. I mean, who does that?
I don't think that's what he meant, though. I think what he meant was no matter which one he did it to, a fourth liner or a Panarin, that was suspension worthy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right. And then the Rangers go and fire JD and the general manager, right? You saw that, right?
Yeah.
They fired the
There's
hockey operations, John Davidson.
all the hockey writers out there are pretty fucking busy today with the Rangers.
Yep. Adam
Fox, we had him on the podcast when he was at Harvard before he went, but he's been talking about the Norris Trophy, so that's pretty big. He's doing great things for the Rangers back there on the blue line.
Yeah, we got Adam Fox before he made his NHL debut. Brady Tkachuk just before he made his NHL debut. Dante Fabro just before he made his NHL debut. Trent Frederick, who I really like.
Jeremy Swayman.
He got his NHL debut.
Swayman.
And Swayman. That's right. And he's huge right now. Everybody has a hard-on for him in Boston right now. Big time.
Look at all the players leave the box. That's great.
Pat, check out this most recent comment.
Sandy doesn't like him. That's bad when Sandy doesn't like him. He's got to really be hated.
I know. Sandra, I told him for League Mini, I'd go eat his lunch tonight.
Rob would fight Tom tonight.
I'd eat his dinner for League Minimum tonight. Yeah. What do you think of the fight so far, Sandy, with right off the puck drop? Have you watched it or no?
It's what both you and I expected. Like I said, I raced home from the gym so I could catch this puck drop.
Yep. Knocked his helmet right off his head. I love it.
Tom Wilson's a piece of shit, they say.
Oh, there's Mark's phone freaking ringing again. That's all it does is freaking ring.
The Candyman.
Oh, God. I see that commercial. Smash my screen. It's going to come up here in another 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes you watch a hockey game.
All right, so Wilson's back on the bench. What's the over-under on his next fight? Right off the next shift?
Yeah, probably.
Here's the fight right here, the highlight.
That's why I said the moment he steps back on the ice, somebody ought to be tugging on that fucking jersey of his. Let's go, baby.
Smith got him, huh?
You can only get 2 majors in a game, right? One more major and he's out either way, right?
You can fight twice in a game?
I think you can only take 2 5-minute majors in a game. I could be wrong. That's what it used to be.
Back when you got kicked out?
I gotta get a cold one.
Do it.
What are you drinking, Marky? Miller Lights?
Yeah.
They're booing him. He's on the ice. That's how you know he's on the ice. They're booing him.
The Rangers had a chance there for a while to try to get in the playoffs. About 2 weeks ago, they were and the Bruins started playing pretty well.
Yeah, they definitely fell short this year. From my perspective,
the GM.
You guys talk about the GM and the president getting fired already?
Yeah.
Briefly,
A lot of news today for the Rangers.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck them. They got a lot of good players. They should have had a better season. After the end of last season, I would have thought they would have played better this year because they were turning it on towards the end of last year. They made it into the playoffs barely. Make some changes.
Yeah. I mean, they're only getting better. They only got one way to go, and that's up. That's for sure. I thought they were going to do much better, though, getting Alex Lafreniere in the draft and what they did last year with Sergiev or whatever the goalie's name, and having stellar goalies. It takes a little while to gel. They'll be good.
You guys got the volume on over there? I'll put mine on slightly. I don't want to get us too fucked up here. Just a little bit, though. Can you hear me now?
2-1-2, can't share.
2-1-2.
Mark, is that you? How did you get ahead?
Oh, here we go. Fucking purple phone commercial. You guys know.
Candyman can. It's a great commercial.
Candyman, you know it. It's in your head.
Yeah, you got to be burning one to follow along with it, but
It's just sleek and great with the Willy Wonka. It's great. I probably could look it up how much they had to pay to get that song, to use that song. I'm sure it wasn't cheap.
I mean, it's worse when you watch the games on NHL TV. I mean, it's
every time.
Every fucking TV timeout they play.
Only commercial they have running, yeah.
And then they have the guys putting the letters on the ice. I mean, come on now. It's been 3 years using that same fucking video footage. Switch it up.
Timmy says Tom Wilson's ground and pound game is strong. Don't hate on him.
He's a cheap bastard. He's cheap.
Dude, that wasn't my point.
I don't mind him at all. I mean,
that's what I said. Is I'm not here to call him a bad guy or not. I'm telling you, for what he did, he's going to have to answer to those actions. That's
you know what? It doesn't matter because there's nobody out there that he's scared of.
Well,
who's he scared of? Ryan Reeves, maybe.
Right? That's what we said. This is the point for why you have to have enforcers. He's got nobody that he was worried about, right? You saw that when he got in the bench and was like, puffing his or on the penalty box and was standing up there puffing his chest out, right? There's nobody there that was going to kick his ass, right?
There he is.
Good.
It's made him a pretty infamous player in the league, though. There's a lot of guys his caliber, maybe his statistic-wise on the score sheet that nobody's ever heard of, that most people don't know. But because he's a badass and knocks the shit out of people, he's made a name for himself.
Like I said, I have
he's
no
a pretty good player,
problem with physicality. but that one I think got away from him. And, like I said, every shift he gets on, somebody should be trying to kick his ass, whether they win or lose or not. It's not really the point. But
How many minutes you got? How many minutes you got left in the game?
In the first period, just 1 second.
I'm at like the almost a 8:15 mark.
I'm at 8:27 right now.
Oh, what the hell you
You're
got?
10 seconds ahead of me.
And Pat's at like what? The game just started.
Period. Well, the warm up is almost over.
Watching the puck drop fight right now.
I think I missed most of the good stuff.
I got 8 minutes and 30 seconds left.
Yeah, you're like a minute behind me.
We're running 7:52 right now.
Yeah, I'm getting into a little something, but not much here. Look at Chara. You think he gives a shit about these guys? He doesn't want to fight anybody.
What's Dogecoin up to, Marley? 65 cents.
Yeah,
Man.
came back down. Every time I buy that shit, I lose money. Swear to God.
Even if it's going up, somehow we lose money.
Yeah, it's like, all right, it's going up. I'm going to buy it. I wake up in the morning, I lost $300. What the fuck? I bought it twice, and I've lost about $300 each time.
I'm probably even right now.
I had it. We both had it at 5 cents.
Yeah, I know.
Now it's at 65 cents. I'm kicking myself.
I bought 40,000 coins at 17 cents.
You guys see Chara cuts his gloves like the old lacrosse gloves, Mark? Cuts the palms out.
Nice.
Does he?
Yeah. I don't think anybody does that anymore, but
The gloves that I wear to mixed practices are like that. They're all cut out because they're just my old box gloves.
a little bit modified.
Yeah. Canuck style.
Oh, yeah.
But Charles stick get caught.
The rafters.
You can see him. He's like, "What the fuck? I let my stick go." Well,
It doesn't matter. You got your stick between his legs. You tripped him off.
you still tripped him, head to the box, and feel shame.
I mean, how long is his stick? I mean, compared to, do they have to make it special?
He's got custom trees they cut for that.
Yeah, redwoods.
This is just taller than the penalty box guy that opened the door for him. The stick was taller than him.
This is in New York. There's a manager.
If you're watching right now, tell us what you think about the Tom Wilson whole ordeal, the last game, and what you're looking for in this game.
I think he took it easy on those guys. He didn't even have foil on.
Wilson.
Yeah. Fuck, they got out of it easy.
Yeah, I would have put foil on tonight for sure.
So you think these guys are like pretty amped up? Like some of the guys that aren't very tough, like, man, I'm gonna fight
I'm
tonight.
gonna have to fight tonight.
Scared.
I'm gonna get my ass kicked by somebody. Never been in a fight before. You know, there's guys out there that never fought before.
Speaking of never been in a fight before, did you guys see the Maple Leafs and the Canucks? Wayne Simmons grab Edler, and the comments that were going on with that. So Simmons has been in 77 fucking heavyweight fights, right?
Yeah.
And everyone was like, well, Edler has never been in a fight before. And they were bitching because Simmons is the one that went and ring the bell to him, right? Kicked his ass. And they were saying, well, you don't send a heavyweight to go settle the score on somebody who's got no fights in the National Hockey League. What? Doesn't matter. You don't get to pick who's coming to ring your fucking bell. You take your lumps, and then you adjust.
You fucking
Did he do
turtle
something?
and hope the ref comes in.
Right.
Give
Or
him
you
the
just-
turtle.
Grab them and drop to the ice.
You've got to watch yourself on SportsCenter. So if you want a turtle, go for it.
Looks like the game's calmed down a little bit. I'd like to see Wilson fucking knock out somebody.
Change it up a little bit.
But just a nice clean hit, center ice. Just
Oh,
Somebody-
that would amplify this game to the max.
put somebody in the second row.
Like you said, the Rangers got nothing to lose. Fucking
Yeah.
forget the rest of this hockey game. Let's fucking box.
They've settled down a little bit. It's come more into a hockey game now. I mean, you can only fight so many times. I mean, this is new school hockey. I mean, they're going to be pissed for 5-10 minutes. Bullshit.
Look, I think you're
Ooh,
right.
stick
It's
there.
probably over with.
It's not over with.
This dude just dropped the gloves and fucking guy skated. Took off.
Skated away.
Yeah. You'll see it in a second. That's what it looked like to me.
Oh yes, he did. Dropped his stick and everything.
Dropped his gloves in.
That was TJ Oshie.
He took off to the fucking box. Like,
DJ's like,
took
nah.
off. Yeah. Somebody just died. Somebody he's close to died, right? Was his dad or something?
Yeah, his dad was
Oshie.
died.
That was hilarious. I don't think he saw that the Rangers defenseman dropped the gloves because he turned right when he dropped them. And he started skating to the bench and it made him look like a pain.
Oh yeah. He hit him. He hit him over by the bench. Tried to lay him out. Oshie did.
Wild game tonight, boys.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, I saw something about the stats that the Wild are the only ones that have beat Vegas like 4 games out of 5 or something, out of 6.
What'd you say?
Or 5. The Wild are the only team to beat Vegas in the series. They're winning in the Vegas series right now. Wild are.
Yeah.
And then Vegas. So Vegas is the only team to beat Colorado, and the Wild are struggling to beat Colorado. But they're beating Vegas, who's beating Colorado. Does that make sense? So the Wild have had success against Vegas, but not against Colorado.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy.
Vegas has had success against Colorado, but not against the Wild. So it's not exactly just because you're, number one. That doesn't mean you're the best team in the league. It just means out of the 8 teams you've been playing all fucking year, you're doing the best.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting, man. Mark, are you frozen or I can't tell if you're staring through
No,
me.
he's trying to be like a one of those guys on the corner that freezes, and he's practicing.
There you go.
He's doing a hell of a job, though. He hasn't moved in 5 minutes. He just shut up. See ya.
I'm telling you, Tom Wilson would have a hard day if I was on that ice. It'd be the worst fucking day of his life.
Oh, here we go.
You say whatever you want. I would make that the fucking worst game of his life. Arr, arr, arr.
Here we go. Do you have any tacos tonight or what?
No, we didn't end up getting out of here because our paint crew took forever to. Well, it didn't take forever. They took as long as they needed to, but they didn't get out of here in time. So I had tacos at home and a margarita and a couple beers.
What happened here? Tom Wilson going to the boxing?
No, that's Bushnevich. Great save.
Tom Wilson just went down the tunnel.
Oh, he left, yeah. Oh, wow. Watch Keandre Miller's, oh my God. Fuck, that looks like it hurts. Oh, and then he folds backwards.
Oh, God. Is this in the same game? This game's exciting. Oh, I see that.
You saw it? Wait till you
He's
see
up,
the
though.
replay. Fucking A, Mark.
I was wondering
Aren't
if
you
you
in
guys are going to let me back in the
What?
party. My internet's giving me problems.
I didn't even see. Mark's trying to get in.
Just,
Did
I
you
just
guys see,
paid extra money to upgrade, and they fucked everything up.
I
What?
saw a picture of the Tampa Bay Lightning practicing, and Rob Gronkowski was playing goalie. Did you guys see that?
I did see that, yeah.
No.
He's in the
Well,
equipment.
I would have
He did-
loved to laser one by his ears.
They just kept shooting to his glove, though.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Send the first one by his eyeballs.
It's like Lee Jennison used to peg him in the fucking head in practice. He'd get so pissed. Oh, he'd come right out of the net. What the fuck? Sorry, man.
Oops.
Rob. What did Wilson get misconduct for on that play?
Did he?
Instigator, I want to say. They didn't drop the gloves. He got. Right, Rob? Was that what you saw?
I don't know why he went down the
It
tunnel.
was like somebody,
Slashed
I can't
him.
remember who it was in the Rangers, hit him and then
It was
slashed
the
him. And,
Buchnevich.
Buchnevich.
yeah, and then
Slashed
Chiara
him.
came over. And it was like the two of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, are they just trying to give up misconducts or what?
Less than 5 minutes left. Just sent him down the tunnel. I'm going to listen to Pierre cry between the first periods.
Wow. Pencil neck fucking dildo.
Hey, he was on the podcast. He was a great guest.
He was a good guess, but fuck, come
It
on.
was a good guess, but he was an arrogant dick. I'm only here for
And-
Joe Marsh or somebody.
Yeah.
I'm only
Okay,
here
well,
because so-and-so
great.
asked
You
me.
didn't have to tell us. That's fine.
Dick
Yeah.
Lears.
Yeah, I'm only here. You're doing it.
Yeah, you usually don't say that out loud.
That's stuff you keep to yourself here. All right, we're going to get started.
They
I'm
did
only
pick him
here
up on
because
Spittin' Chicklets, though. Do you see they're picking up our guest list? Anybody
Yeah.
notice that?
Chicklets.
Spittin' Chicklets.
Yeah,
is
I
picking
noticed
up our
that.
guest
Who'd they
list?
have on? Who'd they have on right after we had him like a couple weeks ago? Somebody we had on. We had him on after. Oh, Jimmy Howard.
Jimmy Howard, yeah.
Yeah. That was just the start, though. We're going down the list right now. Greg Carville was just on there.
Yeah, Greg.
Yeah, he was. I saw that. Oh, Boston, right? Massachusetts podcast or whatever. Think he's gonna go to Buffalo, or they already hired somebody?
That's the word on the streets.
They
You
already
heard
got
it
that
here first, folks.
Granado, right? Granado.
Granado.
They hired Granado. They already hired him.
No, he's interim coach right now. He's not. He's in the. He's the Americans coach.
I mean, if I was Carvel, I'd be like, can any other fucking team please send me an interview? I really don't want to ruin my fucking career. It's going so well right now.
I guess I'll stay at UMass for a minute.
It's like, yeah, Buffalo, fuck. I mean, that pretty much means I got to retire and.
The millions of extra dollars just aren't worth it. I'm okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically got a plan on retirement within 2-3 years.
Yeah,
it's over.
Yeah, really. I mean that's the case. He's got to be thinking about that. I got 2-3 years. I mean, look at Quinn.
Yeah.
Quinn left BU, go to the Rangers. I mean, he's got to produce
He's on the
here.
hot seat.
He's on the hot seat.
He could have been gone today with the other two.
Then that guy Haskell or something who left North Dakota and was coaching Flyers. Anyways, it's May 5th, 2021, and Greg Carvel could be going to the Buffalo Sabres. You've heard it. You heard it first here on Blue Line Hockey. May 5th.
Hit rewind. Watch it again.
they've talked, right? We know for sure they've talked.
Yeah.
What kind of
But
fucking
again,
save was that?
Who the hell would want to go? I would stay in UMass. Like,
I mean, listen, he's a great coach. Maybe he turns Buffalo around.
well, I mean, he's making what, $375,000, and they'll probably put a 3 in front of that. $3,375,000. 2
Coach,
years.
you think that much money?
It's a no-brainer for me. If he gets the call to the Sabres, his ass should go. I bet he makes a difference there. He's a good coach.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. If you put, if you're going to get like $6 million for a couple of years, it's going to take you, 6-7 years at UMass to make that same amount of money. Probably even more than that. Maybe like 8 years of your life just to make that same money in 2 years. Fuck it, retire.
You kind of have to, right? You kind of have to, even if you know it's going to be going down a losing season.
Even if he does let go after 2 years, you'll tell me an NHL team's going to second, third assistant coach?
Yeah, go back to college. Easy.
Go back to college easily.
Yeah.
St. Lawrence? Take them off.
Fuck that. I don't know how these small schools are going to compete anymore. How are you going to be St. Lawrence and compete with BU, North Dakota, Minnesota teams?
St. Lawrence has never tried to compete, though. They've got all of the alumni money that comes in.
They're content.
They don't give a fuck. They've only recently started giving out full scholarships. I mean, that was part of Greg Carvel's reason for leaving. He didn't have the scholarship to give out.
6 guys in the penalty box. That's great. Great.
Gonna have to add on another room there.
You have to let them sit with the scorekeeper.
Yeah.
What'd you do today, Mark?
Harvey Lawrence. Well, we went over to, first of all, going down 95 with a big pressure washing trailer. Fucking blew a tire, shredded it to pieces on 95, so that was sweet.
You did?
Pull over. Yeah, jack it up, take off the rim, go all the way back to the next exit, find a tire, put it on, bring back. So that was awesome. Then we went to a house.
3
It
hours?
was like 3 hour turn. Yeah. Didn't get to do shit till about 11. So my buddy Al and I went to clean this house, get ready for painting. It's a big ass fucking metal roof and it's steep, right? And I went up there and I put the chemicals on it and he was like, I'm gonna pressure wash it. I turn around, the motherfucker's in metal, yeah. I turn around and he's surfing down the fucking roof, man. I'm like, oh my God. I start running over there. And then the roof goes like It goes down like this, but then there's a little like 4-foot wall of the house, and then there's like a roof that's a porch below it. So he's like fucking sliding down, surfing down the roof, slides off that roof onto the fucking porch roof, slides down that, and fucking smashes into the bushes on the ground. So that sucked. Yeah, that was my day. I was like, we're fucking done. Let's go.
Today's not the day to work.
He fucked up his knee. He fucked up his fucking hand. He's covered in fucking dirt and shit all over him. I was like, oh my God. I mean, I look up. I'm like 10 feet away, and I just happened to look up at the roof, and I just see him sliding down he's fucking skateboarding off this fucking roof. I'm like, oh my God, this is not going to be good. And he's all fucked up, man. His knee's fucked up. He had cuts all over him from the bushes.
Not a good day, huh? It
wasn't a good day at all. Didn't get shit accomplished. I ended up leaving that job early. I guess showing all the replays here. Somebody jumped Wilson, then he got fed too, so that didn't work out like it was supposed to.
A couple fights in that game period, huh, girls? Yeah, not too bad here. Same old. Went to work. Jim rushed home for this, but we were telling everyone we've been on a little 6-week vacation and decided to come back tonight because of this Rangers and Washington game. What a good night to come back from the podcast. A little vacay to watching this game.
We'll come back whenever we want, but this fight was worth it.
We'll come back whenever we want.
Pete, did you fucking work today, or did you just get a little pouring in, or what?
What's today?
Saturday?
No, I had a busy morning, and then afternoon I fucking slept for a couple hours. And then, I've got painters here and stuff today, but I've had a busy week. My morning.
Are they done painting there?
Crazy. They're not.
They finished painting the house?
We had rain Monday, and we had rain Tuesday afternoon, so they'll be back tomorrow to finish the trim. Windows.
Yeah. Cool.
Looks good.
Yeah, it looks great. I saw the pictures.
Yeah, it does a big difference, night and day. I was just watching the highlights of the fights there. Big difference. Rob's house painting.
Yeah.
They sprayed that right now.
Sprayed.
I got a medical card appointment tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
11 o'clock. Yes, takes about a week.
I'll have to figure out how to send you smoke signals.
What is it?
$250.
For the card.
What is it?
For the card.
It's like I think it's $200 for the doctor visit, or $175 for the doctor visit, and like $75 to the state. So it's like $250 total.
To the state.
Where's it at Holiday Inn, room 420?
It's funny because like some of these places have doctors. I called around, and some places it's just like a lady like, okay, well, do you have doctor's records? I'm like, no. Like, okay, well, get all your doctor's records that have diagnosed you for this. And they're just like a middleman. They're not even the doctor. And then they just submit this shit to a doctor. You know what I mean? And they're just making that fee. They might not be getting the $175, but maybe they're making $100 and giving the doctor $75 to okay it or something. But so there's kind of some scams. Not really scams, but there's people that are making money that aren't really doctors. So I decided to go to a place that's, got a legit doctor.
It's only medical in Florida, right?
Yeah. And they've got stores everywhere, man. Like big ones with pretty much anything that you want.
Well, that's why you're going to have the fraud, right? If you did recreational, people wouldn't have to come up with excuses. and bullshit. You can still charge me the $275. I'm still going to pay for it. I still want my medical card. I still want to get weed.
Yeah, there's no brainer. I mean, what's North Carolina? They nothing, no medical, no recreational, no nothing.
They're medical, but the list is like you got to have
Epilepsy.
the worst of cancer to even be considered.
Oh, really?
Epilepsy.
Yeah, Florida's like, man, yeah, I got pain in my elbow. Oh, okay.
Tendonitis.
Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah, I guess it's a joke.
Migraine.
40
Migraine. Actually, I would say my headaches. Which is true. It's not a lie.
I just don't have a
10
good
seconds and
appetite.
those headaches are gone.
No appetite.
Yeah.
Headaches. Yes, sir.
That's my yes, ha! That's my big day
Interesting.
tomorrow.
So the Rangers game, like you said, Mark, they might have leveled off. We may not see another fight the rest of this game. I'm hoping they continue to tug on his jersey, but the Wild game's on. It's already started, right?
It's probably started right now.
Yeah, I got to get that on. Thanks for reminding us there, Pete.
I got them both on right now. But
They dropped the puck yet for the Wild?
no. Thanks, Greener.
I get so pissed. I got to put my username password in every single time, and it takes like
I don't know
3
why.
minutes. It's insane.
For what?
Every single time, I don't know. NHL TV makes me put it in.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't have that issue. It must be something for queer people.
I think it's you guys did something to it. I think it's your fault.
Would be considered surprising by any it later to the latter stage of the first period and context. That shows you clearly that the officiating staff on ice managing this game between the Rangers and the Washington Capitals is also sending a message. So as long as it just sticks to the fighting and hopefully the worst is now behind us.
Oh.
I don't see National Hockey League.
Misconducts were for the slash. That's why they sent Wilson and Boucher.
No, Bushevich went to the penalty box. They sent Wilson down the tunnel.
And somebody else for slashing.
Are you sure, Bob?
I'm listening to Darren Dredger. I thought that's what he just said.
Well, sources say that you can't, that there is no relation to the firing of John Davidson and Jeff Gordon to the statement that was issued essentially by the owner of the New York Rangers yesterday. The follow-up, of course, to what happened on Monday. Now, you can believe that or not, but sources say that James Dolan has been considering his change for a bit. I was given an indication on the weekend that he was very unhappy with the direction of certainly the finish of the New York Rangers.
What's going on in the standings, Pete?
Which one? What do you want to talk about?
Start ripping them off.
Who are you talking about?
Standings.
I'll bring it up too. I'm just trying to log in here.
I'm logged in. Well, I mean, which conference are you talking about? I mean, obviously
That's
the
what I
standings
just
of the
said. Where you
Minnesota
want to
Wild
start? We'll start with
There's
Central. Mark, we'll start with Central.
I'll start with. I'll give,
There's never a great time for these type of hockey operations to
do the in first to Colorado. Like, 2 points? You hear me?
You cut out, Mark. What did you just say, man?
Yeah, so you got Vegas in first, Colorado second, Mini in third, and then you got Dallas and St. Louis fighting for. I don't know if that's clinched yet or not.
In
it's not Dallas. It's
no.
It's
St. Louis.
Dallas
in
is
Arizona.
I was thinking the Panthers. Yeah, St. Louis and Arizona. The Panthers It's the Hurricanes, Lightning, Panthers, and then Dallas and I think Nashville. Is it Nashville that's
Yeah,
fighting for the fourth spot?
The Canes, the Panthers, and Lightning have clinched. So Nashville and Dallas are still battling.
Which I think is going to be Tampa and Florida first round. I think that's going to be a battle. 2 Florida teams.
That's going to be a tough one. Those are 2 really good teams. So that's going to be interesting.
Might have to go to a game.
Yeah.
Those tickets are going to be ridiculous. They're going to be ridiculously expensive, though. Took my kids to the Florida Panthers game. It was like $600 for 4 tickets.
Even right now?
There's 2 kids. Yeah. I think that's the reason that they're so expensive is because they only have 5,000 seats.
Because
right?
there's
So
no way.
If it was last year, I probably could have went for like $200.
Yeah.
The price is just
so
drastically
the
less.
East, everybody's locked in the East, right? Pittsburgh is 1, Washington's 2, Boston, and the Islanders.
Rangers are done.
So, yep, they got nothing in this game.
I got Talbot tonight. Looks like Talbot here.
Talbot.
Talbot. Fleury. They're playing Fleury last 2 nights ago. Fleury was on the bench, so that should make it interesting. They haven't been playing Capo or Kakinen very much. Not Capo, but
Yeah, he hasn't played too much, has he?
He had that one game where he couldn't catch a beach ball, and then since then they haven't really trusted him to play.
It is Talbot. Yeah.
He just let in like everything. Talbot.
So Scotia North is the only
game's
one
underway.
we haven't talked about. Toronto, Edmonton have locked in. Winnipeg and Timmy Olmstead's Montreal Canadiens are still fighting with Calgary. I don't think Calgary can make it, so it's going to be Winnipeg and Montreal fighting it out to seal the deal there.
What's the deal? Like, isn't
behind.
there a lot of games owed up there? Like, if you look at how many points the teams have, I don't have it up in front of me, but if
you're running 51 games right now, so
because like the first place teams in the other divisions have like 70 points, 68 points. I remember seeing that division. It was like in the 40s or 50s in points, wasn't it?
Number 1 in North is 72 points, Toronto.
Okay,
Toronto,
maybe I saw it wrong.
72 points. Edmonton's got 66, and then Winnipeg and Montreal are battling with 57 points each.
Just bought 1,000 Dogecoins. All right, here we go.
You just bought 1,000 Dogecoin.
Let's try to make another couple $100.
So, Mark,
they say it's going to keep going up till Saturday.
Talking about, basically the top of the conferences are all right around 36 wins. Carolina has 36. Florida and Tampa have 35 wins. You go to Honda West, Vegas has 36. Colorado and Minnesota, 34 and 33 wins. And then for St. Louis, they got 24 wins. So there's a big drop in the first 3 in the Honda West, and then the next best team, they're 10 wins behind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so
I know they had a bunch of COVID shit out in Vancouver, and they were done for like 2 weeks or something out there.
Yep.
That's some games out.
It does look like the Toronto, the Scotia North, they're all a few games behind, but as far as wins, the leader of Scotia North only has 33 wins. And only 2 in that division have locked. So that means, well, I want to say the East is still the strongest, right? They have 4 teams that are locked in already. The rest of them are going to play golf. The other 3 conferences, they have
Susie in the box.
Usually it just means,
Nice pick.
when a division, all four teams are locked, that usually means there's a pretty significant spread from the fourth place to the eighth place team. Where some of the conferences, like you're saying, Rob, the North, I would have to disagree with you on that and say it's a little more tighter, right? More competitive. Only two teams have been locked in, so there's more teams there that could actually potentially.
Are you looking at the stats right now? I'll tell you what I'm saying. Are you looking at the stats?
Yeah.
Here we
Go
go.
to Scotia North, for example.
Okay.
Go to Scotia North. You see Toronto and Edmonton have 33 wins and then 32 wins.
Mhm.
Right. Winnipeg, Montreal go 27, 24. And then Calgary and Ottawa, it's just not even worth the conversation. 24 wins, 22 wins, 20 and 19. That's not competitive to me. They got their
The biggest surprise is Calgary sucking.
handed to them. Yeah. That was a surprise to me.
I thought they were awesome.
So for me, when I see the East where all four have locked in, yeah, it's competitive, but it's competitive in the sense that four teams are competing, right? Not just two.
I'd say the Canadian League is the worst league in the NHL.
I've been saying that all year, and everybody in Canada is like creaming in their pants because they're playing only Canadian teams. That's not going to give you a good look at the NHL finals or playoffs.
Nah.
It's not. It's
Hey, Toronto is okay. They're mopping everybody up. The Habs, who knows how fucking good they are? No one else is any good.
Austin Matthews, 63 goals or 63 points or something like that with 40-some goals. Is that going to happen?
I think they're weak. I think they're
everybody?
Weak. If you look at the East Division, if you look at, Tampa Bay, the Panthers, Carolina, really good teams. The teams in the East, the Penguins, the Capitals.
I just don't think this is a good. You're not the top four teams in this
Bruins
in these divisions. Do not tell you if they're going to win the Stanley Cups.
There's Alex coming home from the bar.
Minnesota, Vegas, and Colorado, fucking awesome teams, right? I think they're probably we were talking about Tampa Bay before. We were talking about the Bruins before. The Capitals before. Avalanche, Vegas, and Minnesota, man, those teams got to be on top of your radar. And Minnesota wasn't talked about at all. We're watching the game right now, but Minnesota has one of their best teams that they've had in a long time. And actually, the owner of the team, if you guys watched the game the other night, they were quoting the owner, Leopold, about this team being one of the best he's ever had. They have a lot of depth. They've got good goaltending. They got Krill the Thrill, which is been a huge thing. Fiala's been coming on as of late. Then you got the Greenway, Eck, and Foligno line with Foligno back from injury, putting up points every night.
Guys,
Greenway's second on the team in points this year.
They're running plus 28 right now on differentials. So
yeah, they're having a good. They're having a. They got a well-rounded attack, man. They even have Benino get a couple points. Here we go. The other night, but you have you take the Eck line with Greenway and Foligno, all big bruisers, but they play against the best line of the other team every night, shutdown line, and they're making it happen on the offensive end as well. So that line's been producing, but then the line that we haven't been talking about, you got Krill the Thrill and Zuccarello. Those two have been finding a pretty good connection the last couple months. And Fiala's been not doing shit, to be honest, until about 2-3 weeks ago. And he's been putting some points on the board. The one that surprises me the most is Zach Parise being the fourth liner. What is he, thinking in his head, every shift he gets on the fourth fucking line, going from 1 year – the 1 year ago being their star player, their best player being out there the most amount of time on the first line to this year on the fourth fucking line. and not being on the power play, no special teams, none of that shit. Basically, you're paying that motherfucker more than anybody on the team to be a role player with fucking Sturm. Nico Sturm and Bonino, or whoever the fuck he plays with. That's crazy to me. Like, how are they going to get rid of that money, that cap money?
Nobody's going to pay for it, so they're going to have to eat it.
Oh, they would have to eat at least half of it. This game's going to get pretty rough here too.
How can you sign guys for 13 years? I thought the maximum you could sign a guy for was if he was on your team already 8 years. If he wasn't on your team, 7 years.
It wasn't 13.
These guys got 13-year contracts. How is that even fucking possible?
Like 6 years, right?
Yeah, 13 fucking years, man. Look, Google it.
Was it
13 years?
I'm going right now.
We're going there right now.
Google it, Rob.
Suter and Paris contracts. It comes right up.
So it was like 6 years for
13 years. Yeah. But it means something extra for Minnesota.
13 fucking years. I told you.
Well, the Wild signed both Paris and Suter to matching $98 million deals over 13 years.
13 fucking years.
13
They still got 6 years left on the deal. Right?
That's an expensive fourth liner. Wow.
A couple years from now, he's going to be on the fucking practice squad, man.
So Fenton's one,
like more than the rest of the team.
Oh, we're going again, boys. We're going again.
Rangers.
Yeah.
Fenton's the one that signed
that one on
contract.
I'm so sick of the refs jumping in here. What the fuck are they doing? Get out.
Yeah, but I mean that's what I'm saying. Like that deal's. I don't think that deal's. I don't think you can sign a 13-year deal anymore. I'm almost positive 8 years max, and if they're not already on your team, you can only sign them for 7 years. Don't quote me on that. That could be football. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's hockey though.
We got Sully 80-1-1 Dodge baby to the moon.
Green Wave is a nice shot.
You guys
can't
are
click
See
behind me.
that big fucker score a goal tonight.
He'll score a goal tonight.
Yeah, so like that, Suter's still a good player, man. He's a shutdown defenseman. He was playing on the power play, not so much anymore.
I ate my words with Suter. You guys have told me what to look for in Suter, and I can see it now. But before, I was not a fan. But he's a solid defenseman. He is a very reliable defenseman. I'll give him.
Yeah, he's just there. He's just always there. Yeah, you don't even notice him, man, because he's not screwing up. But
he's not flashy. He's not going to talk a big game. He's not going to talk shit. He's just there. He's always in good position. He's tough. I've grown to respect him. I'll just say that.
He gets rid of the puck quick. They just said TJ Oshie's father passed away.
Yep.
That's what we mentioned earlier today.
They suspended Buchnevich for this. Do you guys see the cross check to the face to Anthony Mantha?
No, I'm watching the Wild.
They've already suspended him for that, but they didn't suspend Tom Wilson, which is the fucking reason we're having these conversations.
So, I mean, talking about Zach Parise's, 13-year contract that Fenton obviously, behind the scenes is getting a portion of it. There's no other explanation. Right off the crossbar by Krill. Or was that? Anyways, getting into Zach Suter, like Krill the Thrill.
Dollar Krill.
I mean, he's a franchise player now for the Minnesota Wild. All three of us have been watching the Wild the last 2.5 years, 3 years, and this kid's legit. Calder Cup trophy for sure if they don't.
Ooh, that's got a penalty.
But this guy is
What are you talking about?
He's the real deal, man. He's on his edges. He gets rid of the puck extremely quick, and he's always shooting. He's always shooting the puck. But when he gets rid of the puck on the power plays, he gets rid of it quickly. Makes good, smart heads-up passes. Seems to be in the right position. Can skate like the wind. I mean, the guy has a knack. I mean, did you see? Was it like the LA Kings game when he came down the right side of the ice and pulled it between his legs and fucking
Between
scored?
his legs, yeah.
Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
He gave him that
That was
move.
It was ridiculous. Pat, you know who the Kings player was? He was an National Development right?
Program. Joey Anderson. Yeah,
that was a ridiculous play.
I mean, he's going to get – the Wild have really good potential. I mean, they got Krill for another 2 years for league minimum, right? So they can bring in some guys, get some rentals. They got to really – Craig Leopold, the owner of the Wild, came out and said this is the best team since he's owned the Wild. Owns.
That's what I mean is, for them to be firing all cylinders right now, they're really putting it together at the right time. When you're going to play the Wild, like Mark said, they're well-rounded. They have 3 lines that are going to come at you, and one of them.
The fourth line. They got a fourth liner getting paid $8 million a year or something.
You could argue fourth line, right? They're going to have enough to come out and.
You got Nico Sturm, Breezy. I mean, it's a good line.
They're going to beat you this year, right? In the past,
it's big defensive core too.
Jeez. Who owns
their defensive core is pretty good. So, I mean, you have Carson Soucy has really come on. I mean, he hasn't really produced anything in the NHL until last year. He came on, played with Brodin, and did well with him last year. But now you have Brodin, Dumba, Suter, Spurgeon, Soucy, and Cole that they picked up, which was a huge pickup coming off of Colorado. Right, that just solidified their 6D with getting rid of Pattern. So that's big, man. And their defensive core is big. Talbot's been playing huge in net. I think they have to be a little more like well-rounded on offense, I think.
Yeah, and I don't say you watch the Wild just because Jordan's on there and we've been watching the Wild for the last 3 years. Watch the Wild because they're fucking good, right? Don't sleep on them this year.
The thing is, like, they have like one line will have like a really good night. And the next night, like one night it's the Eck line. The next night it's a Felina line.
Yard sale here, Marley. The Wild and the Wild and Vegas
fighting.
The whole friggin' everybody on the ice is gone.
What the fuck, man? I went a commercial break over here.
Kiprusoff and Red Cloud, there's Moose.
What a great hockey night.
I'm getting
Earl was throwing White Cloud around. White Cloud's bleeding.
Oh, he's bleeding, yeah. Good for him.
I mean, it's kind of crazy that you got like a guy like Krill fighting. I mean, kid doesn't even have whiskers on his face.
Oh, he hit him from behind, yeah. Yep, no wonder.
Yeah.
Gordon and Foligno went right after him. Oh, and he punched him in the back of the head. Good for him. Krill grabbed his leg and body slammed him. Good for him. Yeah.
Oh, Moose is pissed.
Yeah. Oh, that makes me so mad.
When I'm frozen on my fucking
that. Just get out of the way. Get out of the way.
What a great night for hockey. Pierre McGuire is probably sad, but
I can go home to his boyfriend. Who cares?
Seriously.
You got Fleury in that, Marc-Andre.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Tuukka Rask nailed one up.
Oh, he run the post.
Well, fellas, I came right from practice to this, so I'm going to hop off and get my kids to bed and shit.
Good seeing you.
All right, Mark.
Yes, sir. Fucking
See you,
A.
dude.
Have a good
Manscaped
night.
sponsor this one or no?
No, Lane
There
Shark.
you go. Manscaped tonight. Gotta love that Manscaped stuff. If you haven't tried Manscaped, buy one. Your balls will love it.
Yes. Time to manscape, boys.
Pete hasn't used one. Pete hasn't even used his yet because the fucking couldn't get through the short curlies.
I just
Yeah,
actually busted my beard. I had a friggin' full Santa Claus going.
See you, Mark. We'll see you
All right, boys. Have a
next
good night.
Wednesday. We'll try to get
Next
Greg
time,
Cargill
man.
on.
Good for you, Krill. He can defend himself.
He played in the K. But, watching the Blues and then what they did to Krill, there can't, like I was just saying earlier, he's the franchise player. Moose has got to stick up. I don't care who's on the ice. Sushi, Suter, Greenway, Eck, Parisi. If someone does, that was a cheap hit that they just did on Krill there, and that was.
And you saw Greener and Foligno went right after him directly. That's what needs to happen. You protect your best player. That's the same thing with Panarin in New York. It's not okay.
You're wondering why Krill's getting a penalty. You just can't have Krill fighting. I mean, other guys got to fight. He's too valuable.
Yep. Well, he had to defend himself on that one.
Here's the play again. They're showing it.
Yep. He hit him from behind.
Oh, my God. That deserved to fight. Who is that piece of shit?
Mark, no.
Hag.
Yeah. White Cloud sticking paper up his nose to clot the blood.
Yeah, Wild's going to do good with Krill. I mean, they just got to protect him. They got him for another 2 years on entry level.
Well, we're running about an hour and a half. What do you I'm going to keep going, or what are you thinking?
No, we can under. It's we wanted to jump on, get back into podcasting after 6-week break. Definitely check out this Rangers and Washington Capitals fight, and it was everything we thought it was going to be. And I'm glad we came back on with that. And
oh, he punched him in the head too.
yeah, Krill gets
I didn't
made there.
even get to see that part, but no wonder. Yeah, someone's got to be defending Kirill like that. He can't be in those fights by himself. That's where you take Kirill, you throw him to the side,
Yeah,
you throw him back, and you just pummel him.
pull him.
Let me go ahead and get him for you, bud.
But yeah, we'll be back in action. We're going to line up Greg Cargill, get him on. The hardware he's got. Hobie Baker with Cale Makar, NCAA National Championship, doing great things at UMass.
A pair of Spencer Enrose award, right?
Spencer Penrose Award, Coach of the Year, NCAA. So great things going on with Greg Cargill at UMass, and we're going to get him on the podcast here. But great to be back after a little hiatus in podcasting, but we're going to jump off now and we'll
Next
be
time.
back next time with Greg Carville.
All right. Later, dude.
Later.